Hello, everyone, and welcome to the finals of the StarCityGames.com Louisville Open weekend. Cedric Phillips, Patrick Sullivan, we are here in the booth. Nick Miller down in the feature match area getting his computer ready for a nice little write-up here of what could be a pretty quick match here between Brandon Dollaway, number 4 overall seed, and Harlan Fear, number 6 overall seed, both on Jeskai control. Because Brandon is the number 4, he has the option to play or draw first. He is obviously playing first, as you see a Steam Vents and a Serum Visions. He's going to split the difference on the Scry, one on top, one on bottom. We'll head over to Harlan, who's picked up a Lightning Bolt for the turn. A lot of burn in this matchup, Patrick, and maybe the most important card. We'll see how each player can answer it. Geist to St. Traft.
Then the answer is that, you don't. You counter it, but answering it, it's not how that card works.
Yeah.
That's the point.
You have to counter it.
That's the point.
Maybe you get to block with the Snapcaster Mage. Maybe you get to block it with your own Geist.
Yeah.
Something like that. It reminds you of an old standard format a couple of years ago, as Fear is going to play a Serum Visions of his own, draws a card. Now he'll scry 2, Spell Queller, and Celestial Colonnade, the cards that Harlan is looking at. Logic Knot, very, very important here on the second turn of the game for Harlan, given that he's on the draw. He's going to leave both these cards on top. He'll pass the turn back over to Dollaway. Dollaway going to play maybe another Serum Visions. He will. So he'll draw a card, look like a Steam Vents, Colonnade, and Cryptic Command here for Brandon. He'll consult his hand before figuring out how he wants to scry. Both are going on top, so that's that. This. I want to land, just don't know which one it is. Hollow Fountain untapped. Down to 16. Third Serum Visions? All right, fair enough. Draw this card. Scry 1, Scry 2, Cryptic Plains. Consult again. Got a path over there, a Logic Knot, couple of goodies. He's going to leave them both on top. We're going to go back over to Harlan. Harlan will draw a card. He'll play a Colonnade tapped, pass the turn back. He's opened himself up to Geist this turn, but the opponent does not have it, so we go back over to Harlan Fear after Brandon just very quickly played a Colonnade.
That's a big fade right there.
Yes, it is. Well, Harlan says, I'm going to try my own Geist. There's a Logic Knot to take care of that. So Logic Knot will take care of the Geist of St. Traft. And now we're going to go back over to Dollaway. Dollaway only had to delve away 1 card for that Logic Knot. He picks up a copy of Cryptic Command. Does he have land 4? He does. He also has triple blue, so he's good to go on Cryptic as we head back over to Harlan, who picked up a Lightning Helix.
Pass the turn back to Fear in the manner that someone who has Cryptic Command passes the turn back to their opponent.
4 mana confidently.
Go.
Yeah.
With a little flourish with the index and middle fingers. Yes.
Oh, I've been doing it my whole. They didn't see it. I've been doing it my whole life.
I love it.
You're up.
Yeah.
I don't typically do a Cryptic.
Yeah.
I do it with Cloud Goat Ranger and no 5th land. That's generally how I do it. Hoping to peel on him. A Lightning Bolt to draw. Now, one thing about Control Mirror is that it's oftentimes about, at least in Standard, it's normally about lands.
Yep. I mean, the early stage of the game here is determined in large part by did someone just Geist the other person.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get to the spot of the game where there's actually some jockeying over the mana and the board position.
Scalding Tarn is going to search for a basic mountain here for Harlan. And now there's an island, and here is the Serum Vision. So you want to get your fetch out of the way there first. Spell Queller wants to fight over Serum Visions.
And Dollaway just trying to do something with his mana here.
All right, going to get that. Now, of course, Harlan has plenty of removal, so he says, you know what, I'm going to Lightning Bolt that. That cool? Yeah, it is. Can I Serum Visions now? Yeah, you can. So, draw a card, Steam Vents, top 2, Snapcaster Mage, and an island. Well, I know he's going to want to keep 1.
Snapcaster Mage. Takes them both. He wants as much mana to work with. At this stage of the game, you might look at that island and say, I'm looking for spells, but Harlan knows he needs a lot of mana to operate to jockey over these battles with the spells in the stack.
Oh, fair enough. He wants them both. He'll keep them both. Let's go back over to Harlan's way. Hollowed Fountain here for Dollaway. Off the fetch line. You see the life totals here, 15-18 in favor of Harlan Fear at the moment. And we will go back over to Dollaway as he'll draw a card. Cryptic Command to draw, no land to play. A lot of Cryptics in hand. He needs a reason to cast them, though. And he does have 6 blue sources, so we're going to play a little weird game of draw go now. Scalding Tarn. Here's a Spell Queller. Not trying to get too greedy with it. Don't expect much out of it, though. There's a Lightning Helix. Here's Cryptic Command.
This is interesting to try to fight this battle. I guess Dollaway is just not thinking these Cryptics are going to amount to much.
It's going to be counter draw on the Lightning Helix. Harlan says, I'd like to Spell Queller my own Lightning Helix.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes, it is. So Cryptic, do nothing. All right, you have your Spell Queller.
Fear showing a lot of experience navigating these stacks.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to win every battle necessarily or get the last counter resolve, but just prevent these Cryptics from doing anything, accruing any extra cards.
And it is funny because if you kill Harlan's Spell Queller, he gets a Lightning Helix for freebies. More importantly, that Cryptic Command didn't do much of anything for Dollaway.
Right. Well navigated stack there by Harlan.
And Dollaway just going to pass the turn. Harlan's going to sacrifice a fetch land here in Scalding Tarn. Fall down to, it looks like 17. And he'll get a Sacred Foundry that's going to enter the battlefield tapped. So Fear will untap. He'll draw a card, picked up a Path to Exile. He'll just pass the turn back. He is not in a rush. It's an island past that turn. Harlan will draw, picked up another path. He'll pass again. We go over to Dollaway. Didn't get a great look at what he drew, but he just passed. Harlan will play a Flooded Strand. Back over to Dollaway. Harlan will sacrifice the land. So the big question here is, what is Harlan Fear looking for?
I mean, if he draws a Geist and thinks he can win the counter war, he might deploy it.
Okay.
What's he looking for? Just mana. I mean, there's no rush to do anything. Dollaway's got himself down to 15. He might just get bolted 5 times.
Yeah, that's totally in play. Colony there from Fear. He'll pass the turn back. Dollaway will draw.
Looks like Dollaway's getting ready to discard the hand size, too.
I think he's going to say, I'll Lightning Bolt your Spell Queller. Harlan says, I will Lightning Helix your Spell Queller. I'll gain 3 life. Let's go back to Harlan. Picked up a Sulfur Falls, play that, kick it over. Neither of these players have any real card drawing in their deck. You know, Factor Fiction, Sphinx's Revelation. Hell, they'd both take a Think Twice.
Right.
You know, they'd love that. But neither player has that either, so they're just kind of stuck with their draw steps and some Serum Visions. Cryptic Commands, they do cantrip. And we go back over to Dollaway now. So again, full hand here, 2 Cryptics over there. All sorts of goodies in the grip. He'll discard Path to Exile. One's not going to do all that much. Here's Flooded Strand, pass the turn back. Dollaway, he'll draw a card. Fear with the land advantage right now.
I mean, if you discarded a hand size last turn, you're probably discarding a hand size this turn.
How about Geist?
Well, if you drew a Geist, then it's, you know, I guess it's worth a shot. When you're down as much mana right now as Dollaway is against Fear, you're not optimistic it's going to resolve, but...
Well, this is a Snapcaster Mage. I imagine in response to the Geist. And so a Lightning Helix is the target, and that's going to go upstairs. Maybe we're on the burnout plan now, folks.
I mean, he can tender attack, and if Dollaway doesn't block, then he's fallen to 9.
Mm-hmm. Guy's still in the stack, however. We could see Fear go towards good old Spell Queller. That path, that's not going to do much. Harlan says, that's fine. Let's draw in Helix. Pulls a Spell Snare forward. I see what we're fighting over now. There's Path.
Yeah, I like not trying to get too, fancy here.
Mm-hmm.
You taking this hit and going from 11 to 9 is very dangerous.
Indeed it is. So Path is going to resolve. Harlan with not a lot of lands left in his deck, but he'll get a basic island here. He'll pass the turn back, so we'll go over to Brandon Dollaway. Dollaway will draw a card, picked up a Logic Knot. That's basically a hard counter at this point. And Geist can be the clock that we're looking for. So in, and there's an Angel as well. Fear does have some life to work with, so looks like he might just take the 6 and then fetch up a land. Well, we'll confirm that in just a moment.
Also keep in mind that Fear has some colonnades back. Might want to tender a block.
Well, he's going to fire up a colonnade and try to tender a block. Path Exile is going to try to go after that one.
I believe all of Fear's basics are out of his deck at this point. 1 plains, 1 mountain, 3 islands.
Looks like it. Fear is still sitting there on that spell queller. He's had that for some time now, but Geist is a real threat and one that he needs to be a little bit wary of. Here's spell queller on the path.
These stacks get pretty intricate.
Yeah, they can get messy. That's for sure. All right. Eat that. What do we got here? Snap? Yes. This is all before Colonnade actually gets the opportunity to block. Here's Logic Knot on Snapcaster Mage. Four, five, six. He's got the Logic Knot for 8. 6. Looks like 7. Actually, kind of interesting there. You could do it for like 6 if you wanted to.
Just counter it.
Yeah.
You don't want to get too fancy here.
Attention Magic players. If you play
And I guess you can do it for 7 because it, taps out. Then who cares?
Yeah. Like you could do it for 6, and if he taps out and leaves 1 mana available, you might be able to just kill him then with a Colonnade and like a couple bolts. Logic Knot back. So you talked about how these stacks can get complicated. Well, here we are. Getting complicated.
And keep in mind, even if Fear loses this battle, he has another colonnade. This could lead to Dollaway getting cracked back.
Exactly. He's going to path his own threat. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now here's the path. Path the colonnade. Okay, no lands to search up. Take 6.
But the coast might be clear.
Yeah, I mean, Harlan right now, he's got 2 bolts, a path. He can fire up colonnade and try to kill him. Picked up a Cryptic.
And Cryptic might checkmark this.
Yep. In. Here is Snapcaster Mage. Cryptic is going to counter that. Counter draw. Pick up a Logic Knot. In for 4, puts you to 7. He's got Bolt right now, and he's got Bolt, Logic Knot, and Path. He'll pass the turn back.
And enough light to play with where he can afford to take the hit.
Mm-hmm.
Try to finish off the game next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Fear doing just a great job navigating these stacks.
So now Dollaway's got some real concerns here. He's fallen down to 7. You're very much in burn range now. Here's Serum Visions. He'll start there. He'll draw a card. Look like a Colonnade. Scry 2, Snap, and Bolt. Both really good cards. Snap is the easy one to take.
I mean, I'm guessing that when you don't exactly know what the shape of the game is going to be over the next 2 turns, that a Bolt has to be better than a random draw.
Sure.
Even if you're not positive.
Snap, Geist, Angel, in. That's 8 damage. Fear down to 7. Colonnade and pass. Harlan will draw. Picked up another colonnade. He'd like to come across here if he can. Cryptic Command's going to try to stop that. It'll be bounce draw. Will that work?
I think Fear has the resources here to logic knot this. And he can nuke the graveyard if he's feeling like it. He needs to get rid of 6 cards.
He can nuke it.
Yeah. But he's just trying to think of, because the mana is more valuable because he needs to cast bolts and fight back over a potential logic knot on the way back. So, it's like, what do you want to keep in your graveyard versus what do you need your mana for?
Ooh, he's actually going to use a bunch of his mana to do this. A little interesting here. Another Cryptic. Yep. That's bounce draw again. This one's actually going to be counter draw on the logic knot.
And I think that does it here if Fear's hand is just 2 bolts.
Maybe. Play the colony, pass the turn back. Dollaway's going to bolt him, put him down to 4. Depends on if Dollaway fires up the colonnade or not. Like, this gets a little interesting.
Because you can double bolt the token?
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's still a Snapcaster and a Geist.
I don't know where the Snapcaster went.
Is
I think it's underneath the
currently
Geist.
being haunted by the Geist.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what's going on there. He sees the colonnade. Very smart. Wasn't sure if he's going to be willing to fire that up or not here. Very clearly willing and able. Everybody come on in. Going to path there. So that's going to resolve. And can't stop the rest. So Brandon Dollaway is going to win game number 1 here over Harlan Fear. Jeskai control, at least the mirror. Currently going to the player on the left is Dollaway, not Holloway, Dollaway, worth noting. He's the one who found more Cryptics that game. I think Cryptic is a good one in this matchup.
And he got a Geist to stick.
He sure did.
And then there you have it.
Sideboards is where we're going to go here, folks. We're going to talk Harlan Fear first. 2 Relic, 2 Dispel, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Pia and Kieran Nalar. Wear Tear, Purge, and negate a Static Caster. V-Click, Supreme Verdict, EE.
I love the click. The 2 copies of the spell and the 2 copies of Pia and Kieran Nalar seem really good here. You also might want to bring in the 1 copy of Supreme Verdict. It's a little awkward, but it might just be worth having more answers to Geist of Sanctraft in the deck, even though it's a little disconnected with you being a beatdown deck and all.
A little clunky.
Still might be worth it to have as an option.
We're going to Dollaway's side of things now. 3 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Relics of his own, 2 Stony Silence, and Elspeth Sun's Champion. Disdainful Stroke, Dispel, Anger the Gods, Supreme Verdict, a Wear, Tear, a Purge, and a V-Click of his own. I imagine if you like Harlan's V-Click, you like Brandon's too.
The Dispel also. I don't think you can go all the way up to Elspeth. I think it's just too hard to get that kind of card to resolve. You could bring in the Supreme Verdict too, same reason.
A lot of goodies here for both players, but they are similar goodies. So we'll see how they do elect a sideboard. But before we do go to game number 2, we want to talk about the Ixalan pre-release. They're being hosted by StarCityGames.com. You want to find one near you and get the Jolly Rover playmat, which I know you do. You can learn more about how to do that next weekend right now.
Say hello to the newest member of the StarCityGames.com pre-release exclusive creature collection, the Jolly Rover. Illustrated by fan favorite Andrea Radek, this motley crew is ready to set sail. Want to get your hands on this playmat? Find a participating store near you and register today. Visit go.starcitygames.com/pre-release to learn how to make your pre-release brave the unknown with the Jolly Rover.
Go.starcitygames.com/pre-release for more information. Find a location near you. Get that sweet Jolly Rover playmat next weekend. It's prepare for Ixalan, man.
Pre-releases are sweet.
Yeah.
Big standard rotations are sweet.
Yes.
Battle of Zendikar felt like it was legal for about 5 years.
It feels like it never. It doesn't even feel like it's leaving yet. I'm glad it's going. I mean, it was a pretty cool set and everything, but
Right. It's worn out its welcome.
yeah, I've had my fill of Gideon and friends. Try a little something new now. So, pirates and dinos and merfolks and vampires. That all works for me, man.
Yep.
That all works for me. It looks like a really, really cool set. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully breathe some life into Standard and heck, maybe even Modern, Vintage, Legacy, Commander, all that stuff too. Best time of the year. Big rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Best time of the year.
The constructed pre-release.
Pretty much.
Dallas.
Yeah.
September 30.
Yeah, it sure is. Matthias Hunt and Ryan Overturf, they'll be bringing you guys that show. Going to see exactly what things look like down there. Should be a pretty solid turnout. Should be a pretty nice event, too.
Have you finally officially tapped out on the Dallas show because of your allergies?
Yeah, it's too tough.
It's just too bad.
It's actually just too bad.
I shouldn't laugh, you know. I've been with you on some of those shows. It is legitimate suffering.
It is midway through day 2 where I have to tap out every time.
Right.
You know, Friday I get in at night, and then Saturday it's fine, and then Sunday afternoon it's like I can't see.
Yep.
I can barely breathe. What's going on? Yeah. Allergies are super cool. They're super fun. Big fan. Jeskai Control, huh?
Yes.
Jeskai Control. A lot of burn. Little counter magic. Pretty good creatures. Geist of St. Traff maybe back in a big way here. Maybe back in a big way. I mean, that thing ran roughshod over Standard while it was legal.
So did, I mean, that card's super good, don't get me wrong, but there were a lot of other reasons for that being the way that it was.
I mean, there were a lot of good tempo cards around it. There was Probe and Vapor Snag and a bunch of other stuff, too.
Ponder, reprinted for the second time.
Yeah. For who knows what
Mana Leak.
It saw like no play the first time. You know,
Yeah.
Ponder wasn't in Fairies, right?
I know.
Just wasn't in there.
I know.
Yeah.
There's people who wrote some articles that have not aged well.
Yeah. Just don't need Ponder and Fairies. We're good.
What's your win rate when you have a turn 2 Bitter Blossom?
Prix.
100%. And you're sure you don't want Ponder?
Pretty sure.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
All right, you do you, man.
Good talk.
Yeah. Here is a Serum Fishes. Our little draw. He'll scry too. See if maybe he can get an early Geist going this game. You see Dollaway already does have a Logic Knot in hand, so he would have an answer. Scalding Tarn's going to make it pretty good too. Snapcaster Mage the draw. No Geist here for Harlan Fear, just a Scalding Tarn. Another Scalding Tarn there for Dollaway. See a Flooded Strand. And Fear will sacrifice both. It's going to go down to at least 18. See if he wants to go any lower than that. All right, Basic Mountain.
Fear has shown an interest in preserving his life total here. He is giving up a little bit here in the event that there's still paths in the opposing deck. Probably not. But, you know, the game comes down to inches. I mean, if Dollaway was at 6 instead of 7, then Fear gets game number 1. So I don't think he's just going to be firing off these fetch lands to get duels if he can avoid it.
I think I agree with you. You see Serum Fishes there. Geist and Bolt, the cards that Harlan is looking at.
And with Dispel, you know, the straightforward thing to try to do here is set up just Geist with Dispel back up and have that run Dollaway over.
Yeah, and that could certainly be the plan here. Dollaway is going to sacrifice a couple fetch lands here. He's going to take a more aggressive approach with regards to the life total. He'll get himself a Steam Vents.
Just snapping off an Electrolyze here,
We'll see.
given the business. Maybe Vendilion Click.
Bzz,
No. Upstairs.
bzz. Draw a card. Pick
That-
up a Geist.
That was free.
Yeah. We'll go over to Brandon now. There's a Vendilion Click. Here's Geist. I don't think so. Logic Knot's going to take care of that. And for Dollaway, he does not have a land, and now Harlan gets to do this. And we might be getting ready for a third one here real quick, folks, because Geist of St. Traft is a heck of a card when it goes unanswered.
And the leftovers here are Bolt and Dispel, you know, pretty well equipped to fight over Dollaway's blockers.
Electrolyze makes Vendilion Click look pretty embarrassing here, too. Here's an attack. There is V-Click.
This Electrolyze would be better, I think, than the electrolyze we saw from Dollaway.
We're gonna go towards Cryptic instead. It's gonna be a counter draw here from Harlan. You see Dollaway very quickly sacrifice the Scalding Tarn to get a basic island. I think we might have a Dispel here from Brandon.
Dispel back.
There is a Dispel. Harlan gonna Dispel back. Oh yeah.
Yes.
You like that blue magic?
Counter draw.
Now, I believe Harlan needs to draw a card from his Cryptic command, and he will. You see, does he remember here? Snapcaster Mage, pretty good blue magic card.
Counter draw.
Yeah. We'll go back over to Dollaway, who's fallen down to 9 pretty quickly here. Brandon will draw.
It's one of my more fond modern memories is hanging out in San Diego. There's a modern Grand Prix.
Okay.
And Sperling was playing some sort of blue-white something or other deck. And spent the weekend, 2 days Cryptic commanding people. And then we went out and played basketball. And anytime he blocked someone's shot, he screamed counter draw.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It was really good.
That's fantastic. Matt is the best. Matt is the absolute best. Electrolyte's going to be trying to be countered here by Logic Knot.
Just, Snapcaster Dispel. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So counter draw.
Blue deck experience.
Yes.
So you are getting it.
Here is Snapcaster Mage. See, we're going to take a look at the stack here real quick, make sure everything's in order. Yeah, okay, so the trigger and the electrolyzer are on the stack. Snapcaster Mage is going to do something.
It's a really easy way to speed up the blue mirrors is just make a game rule that one person's taking 6 points of damage a turn.
Becomes much less complicated.
Yeah.
So Dollaway took another hit there. I think he's down to 3 now.
Elspeth in hand.
2.
Elspeth in hand.
Yeah, he's got Elspeth.
Nice.
It's a little.
Nice.
I don't think we're ever going to get to that. I'm going to put that out there. I don't think we're ever going to get there. Draw a card. Scry 2. We're all done. Harlan Fear is going to win game number 2 here over Brandon Dollaway. Just got control. Mirror goes to the player on the right.
Much faster affair.
Let's play a third one, shall we?
Okay. I'm intrigued by the Elspeth. My concern is, it's just so hard to resolve against Logic Knot and Cryptic Command. I guess there's an argument that when you have Dispels to push it through, you can set up a 7 mana Elspeth with Dispel backup, but with only 1 in the sideboard, I'm skeptical. I remain skeptical.
I think it'll be tough.
Yeah.
I think it'll be tough. So, well, last commercial of the weekend here, folks. Thanks for bearing with us all weekend long while we bring you all this fantastic coverage from Louisville, Kentucky. It's been a lot of fun to watch. We had 636 here this weekend. We're going to have one in the sideboard with Nick Miller here in just a moment between Brandon and Harlan. And that person could also be the winner of Grand Prix Atlanta, which is taking place here right around the corner. We got Jeremy Knoll, host of Split Second, member of Commander Versus, is going to tell you more about that tournament right now.
On November 10th through the 12th, make plans to be part of Magic the Gathering history when StarCityGames.com proudly presents Grand Prix Atlanta. Register by Sunday, October 15th for the standard format main event to compete for thousands of dollars in prizes and receive an exclusive playmat featuring Sun-Blessed Mount. Select the 3-day Infinite Challenge package to compete in all challenge events for one low price, while also walking away with the exclusive Sun-Blessed Mount playmat. All Friday challenges are also Grand Prix trials. Come out early and compete for buys in the main event and more chances to claim a Sun-Blessed Mount playmat. Prefer 100-card formats? Register for the Ultimate Commander package to play in 4 Commander on-demand events and take home a Commander vs. playmat and Ultimate Guard Boulder deck case. Want to play on Magic's grandest stage? Compete in the Pro Tour qualifier on Sunday and receive a Progenitus foil promo just for playing, plus the chance for an invitation to Pro Tour Rivals of Ixalan in Bilbao, Spain. And don't forget to come say hello to Grand Prix Atlanta's many special guests, including cosplayer Christine Sprinkle and an artist alley full of fan favorites, headlined by guest of honor Therese Nielsen. Be part of Magic the Gathering history. Register for Grand Prix Atlanta today.
Little Standard Grand Prix, November 10th through the 12th. Hashtag GP Atlanta. Join the conversation and make sure you do register at StarCityGames.com/GP Atlanta. Get that awesome playmat. Check out the Infinite Challenges. And also, we got Christine Sprinkle and Therese Nelson, our guest of honor. Going to be a sweet weekend down there at the Georgia World Congress Center. One of my favorite venues.
It's nice, right in the heart of downtown.
And you know where to eat down there.
Oh, you're going to go to the juke joint?
Georgia Juke Joint. Sweet Georgia Juke Joint.
That is the spot.
I'm telling everybody right now, Sweet Georgia Juke Joint. That's where you go. No questions asked. That's where you go. If you're smart, you make a reservation now so you don't miss out.
Yeah.
Great food, even better music.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Yes, it is. There's also a Waffle House down there if you're really looking for good food.
I love the house.
Who doesn't? We're underway. Both players on 6 cards here. They'll start each with a Celestial Colonnade. Another Colonnade here for Dollaway. We go over to Harlan, who picked up a Logic Knot to go along with his fetch land, which means he can counter a Geist. It's pretty good that he can counter the Geist.
Does everyone who casts Geist the same draft on the 3rd turn of the game on the play do that little shoulder shrug before doing it?
Yeah, kinda.
Like, try that. I'll try this.
I'll try this game-winning card. And then it gets countered or it doesn't. But yes, everyone does that thing.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
You do it too.
Yeah, with my turn 1 Goblin Guide. I'm like, I guess this.
Yeah, yeah. Is this all right? There's a Colonnade.
Man.
No Geist, no shoulder shrug Geist there.
We're almost ready to get dinner.
Dollaway misses his 4th land drop. Again, as we go over to Harlan. He's drawing a 5th land here. Harlan's got that land advantage. Steam Vent's going to enter the battlefield tapped. We go back over to Harlan. Snapcaster Mage the draw, and looks like he's going to miss a land drop now. So back to Dollaway we go. Picked up a Helix, passed the turn back. He still has Elspeth in his hand. Maybe it'll play a role in things this game. Helix Shoe. Bzz.
Just let that go, I think.
It'd be a little strange to fight over. But Spell Snare will take care
I
of it.
just want to cast something, especially with Snapcaster in hand. You can, get it back later.
Fair enough.
And also, there is something to. I guess if he's helixing me, he must mean business.
Sure. Just right now.
It's just not. It's not for no reason.
Well, he's going to electrolyze you too. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, do you consider? I think Fear would like to Snapcaster profitably here.
Yeah.
And just get something on the table.
Yeah.
But it's probably not a fight over this.
Harlan going to get a basic mountain. What's this? Okay, Helix you back. What do you think about that?
Yep.
17 all. Snapcaster. Oh, wow, the shields are down, Helix you. Okay. 20 to 14. Bzz. All right, we're going back to Dollaway. Flooded Strand. A couple more cards in the graveyard there, too, for Logic Knot. Sacred Foundry the draw. Pass the turn back. Not willing to play Pia and Kieran in the largest yet is Harlan Fear. Dollaway's going to sacrifice this Flooded Strand. He'll fall down to 13. This can turn into a weird burn matchup, I suppose. What do we got now?
Snapcaster.
Yep. Maybe going back to Electrolyze?
I mean, this seems like a good spot for Snapcaster plus Spell Snare to me.
Well, here's Snapcaster. Such blue wars.
With the occasional lava spikes.
Yeah.
Just kind of thrown in seemingly at random.
Yeah. All right, target Spell Snare. Try to counter this. What is this, Logic Knot? All right. Logic Knot your Spell Snare. Okay.
And I think Dollaway might be just trying to get this battle here to get a window for Elspeth Sun's champion.
Yeah, if he peels 6th land. If
But-
Elspeth resolves, the game's over.
But Fear can also just say, okay, you can bolt me, I suppose.
Or my Snapcaster.
Yeah.
Either one.
Not the biggest deal.
Yeah, he's going to counter that. Yeah. Now bolt my snap. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Not a bad exchange for Fear, even though he lost, in quotes.
Dollaway picked up a copy of Supreme Verdict. He's in for 2. So that card's in the deck.
Yeah, I can respect each player bringing in their supreme verdict just out of respect for Geist.
Lightning bolt the draw here for Harlan. Here's Pia. And Kieran. Here's Cryptic. And Logic. And if Dollaway draws a 6th land, this could get ugly.
Well, what's Elspeth's loyalty? It's been a while since I've seen it with 3 tokens.
5 when it moves up, I think.
Yeah, so the 2 flyers in the colonnade just kill it.
Well, maybe it doesn't get ugly then. Excuse me.
You know, I'm not super into the influence of Elspeth in this matchup.
It might be a little bit of wishful thinking.
I mean, this is your window. The shields are down. You can resolve your 6-mana card.
Well, if he has a 6th land.
I think he might have drawn Spirebluff Canal.
Which is technically a 6th land.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'm feeling Spirebluff Canal in the deck that's playing with this many expensive cards.
Yeah, it's maybe one too many lands in a battlefield tapped. Hello.
Hello.
Geist of St. Traft is here. And he just used the Supreme Verdict to take care of Pia and Kieran. Cryptic Command the draw. Dollaway's in some trouble now. All right, there's Elspeth. Make some knuckleheads.
All right. You did it.
Let's hear. Let's see. Probably Bolt at Elspeth, a Snapcaster Mage.
Not a great sign that he just didn't flash back a Logic Knot.
What does he have?
Bolt and then Colonnade plus.
So Bolt you, put you to 10. Colonnade plus Geist, put you to 2. I don't know. You conceded.
Whatever.
That looked a little weird.
That was a little he might have another bolt. I think he had another bolt in hand.
Okay.
He had
So
another
yeah,
bolt in hand.
Bolt you twice, put you to 7. Colonnade, Geist, Angel,
yeah.
kill you. Got it.
Bang.
Harlan Fear wins this match here over Brandon Dollaway. He Bolt Snap Bolt. We got it.
There we go.
Bolt Snap Bolt, Colonnade, Angel, Dunsky. Elspeth resolves. You lose.